Hello, it's James from JRTBs. Today is March the 25th. It's been about a week and a half. I just wanted to make a quick update video. Um, it's about 50 degrees. It's finally sunny and blue sky. And since that first week of March, I unwrapped everything, found a couple of light colonies, and they're all brooding up, bringing in lots of pollen. Red maples were just starting to bloom. Lots of pollen coming in. And then the last week and a half, almost 2 weeks, has just been horrible. Cold, 20s at night. We had some snow, nothing stuck or anything, but cold enough to snow. And we've had some heavy rains, heavy winds, not much flying time. I'm sure the girls were definitely clustered a bunch of times, and they have a lot of brood in there right now. So hopefully I don't see any dead brood coming out of the entrances yet. So hopefully they're big enough to keep everything warm on those cold nights. But it's finally, I think, starting to turn the next week. Still not great, 50s. I mean, it's really not warm enough to be pulling brood out and doing full inspections here, but at least now they're getting out and they're flying and bringing pollen back in. I think the red maples kind of just shut down for the last week and a half. Hopefully it didn't kill any buds or anything like that. I got peach trees right over there. They hadn't bloomed yet, so they kind of just froze in place, I guess, and it looks like they're just about ready to pop. And yes, hopefully they get back on the red maples, and hopefully some nectar starts coming in soon. I think the red maples give some, just enough to kind of get them going, but all the colonies were heavy except for these two here, and I've been feeding sugar syrup. I'll show you what I've been doing. They really didn't take much, 1 quart in the last 2 weeks or week and a half. So I have a honey super with, I think there's 4 frames in there with some honey in them. That was from my one dead out. I'm going to go in and just pull some empty frames out of that top super. So I know there's brood up there too, and I just want to give them some honey frames just for some insurance, because this is definitely the time of year. If they don't have any food at all, they could definitely starve out. But I'm also hoping that they're starting to bring some nectar in, hopefully. But I'm going to take a look in there now and see what I'm going to do. I definitely have some honey that I can give them. I don't know how happy they're going to be this evening. They're all over everything today. Finally warm. So I've just been feeding them with that over top of the inner cover, and they're not. This has been empty. I checked it a few days ago, and it's been empty. So, and I have some more there. I'm going to put that on, as well as some honey in there. I think that cold pretty much went across the whole country. At least, here in New Jersey and this far north across the country, like Illinois and stuff. A bunch of moisture up there. That's probably from all the cold just dripping out. I mean, it was 28 degrees this morning. So I know these are empty over here. Get some of these out of here. I'll put that honey more towards the middle where they can use it. Yeah, these are completely empty. Give them a little smoke. There's a little bit of honey there, so we will definitely leave that. I And there's a little bit of honey on this one. Let's pull it out and take a look. They're bumping my hands. Yeah, there's a little bit of honey on that one. So, look at that one, fighting with a hive beetle. I'm going to kill that hive beetle. Yeah, get rid of that. I think that's the first hive beetle I've ever seen this early. It must have overwintered. So that one's gone. Just want to see what's on this next. So there's definitely some honey there, so that's good. We'll feel the weight of this in a minute too. So there it looks like that's probably that sugar syrup that I was giving them. There's a little bit of honey there. So this colony has more honey than I thought. There's a queen cup right there. Just a play cup, nothing in it. So that must be sugar syrup. I don't think there could, I mean, it could be new nectar too. It's got kind of a yellow, I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of gold, honey color. So maybe there is nectar coming in. I'll feel the weight of this. Yeah, it's pretty light. I think I'm going to, this one's got lots of honey, this frame here. I'm going to just give them one. I think this colony was lighter. I'm going to give them this so they have a little more honey. Get them through. Okay. And I don't think it'll hurt to give them a little bit more syrup. But that's that one frame with looked like fresh nectar is encouraging. Watch out, ladies. Alright, so I feel definitely safer about that colony. They do still have some honey up there. Let's check this other one. I think this was the really light one. Yeah, they're all up there looking for more sugar syrup. Let me feel this. Yeah, this one is like, feels basically like an empty box. So this is the one I really need to check. There's a lot of bees. Coming in, ladies. They're still kind of cold. Looks like there's a lot of moisture too in this one. Oh, it's been so cold. Getting these frames out is not easy. First time. That one's moving. Okay. Completely empty. That was not even all the way drawn Watch out, girls. Make sure you can see. I see another hive beetle. You see that? Small hive beetle right there in the middle. They must overwinter. This frame's completely empty. Now I want to get that beetle off, but they're moving very slow. I'll leave it there for now. Let's see what's on the next one. I really don't want to pull brood out, but I want to get at least 3 frames out so I can put some honey in there. Watch out, girls. Yeah, they're very slow. I said it's just after lunch and it's only about 50. It's not going to get much warmer today, so we're going to jump in and see. It looks like pollen. Very light. There's no honey on this. Yeah, there's not much on there. Pull that one out too. There's a lot of bees. So I got 3 out of there. Yeah. Let's see what's on that next one. I want to see if there was any of that new nectar like the other one had. They're all stuck to the frames below. Watch out, girls. Another empty frame. See some new bees there. Not a single drone I haven't seen. So this is all empty too. So I think we're getting pretty close to the middle where there's probably going to be some brood. I just want to try to get the honey all the way to the middle as far as I can. Just making sure I'm not pulling the queen and setting her down. Just taking a good look. Yeah, they're slow. Let's see here. Alright, I think I'm close enough to put some honey in there now. So I got, this is a pretty good one. I'll put that right in next to the cluster. Watch out, girls. They're so slow moving. Clean some of this propolis off while I'm here. See what else I got. Yeah, this one's pretty good. It's not fall, but more than they had. They did not have much at all. Actually, I didn't see any. This one's got, you know, a pound and a half or so. So there's 3 good ones, and that's all I got. So, and this was the last frame I took out, loaded with bees. I'm gonna have to shake them in. I'll put that back in. all these bees back in. Still a bunch on there. One more. I don't know where that hive beetle went. It was on this frame. Alright. So now, hopefully, that'll be enough honey to get us to a little bit of a nectar flow. So I really don't like feeding the bees in the spring. I only feed them if they absolutely need it, like this. And I don't use pollen patties because they've been bringing pollen in for a month and a half. A lot of pollen, so I usually don't use pollen patties. I did my first year. I don't know if it did anything, but get some sugar water on there. Alright. Hopefully that'll be enough to get them through. Looks like the weather is finally turning, and hopefully everyone else is having good luck with their bees. And I would say, depends on the weather, but if it stays warm and there's lots of pollen coming in and all the flowers start blooming and stuff, dandelions, I have the supers already, but I'll make another video, but I'm going to go through and put supers on all of them, and then we'll go from there. And then it's just a kind of inspections and looking for swarm cells and just trying to stay ahead of them and hopefully keep them from swarming. But if you have healthy bees, they're going to want to swarm. No matter how many boxes you put on or how much space you give them, either you got to do splits or equalize, which I haven't done yet. There's a few bigger ones, but they all kind of look like they're close to the same size. So sometimes equalizing works. If you have some small ones, you can take some brood frames out of the large ones, and that'll help. But the swarming, if they're healthy, it's inevitable. They're gonna want to swarm, and that's usually when I make my splits, when I see swarm cells. But I'll make videos on that, and I always have swarms too. They just end up swarming no matter what I do. It's hard to find every swarm cell if you're going in there and taking all the swarm cells out every 7 to 10 days. It's a lot of work, but that's coming real soon. I think last year my first swarm was the last week in April, and all through May and into June, into the very beginning of June, and then it pretty much settles down from there. But yeah, there's lots of different things you could do to help with that. All right, I just wanted to keep it short today and give an update. Hopefully the weather is cooperating for everyone else, and everyone's bee season is getting on. All right, thank you. Talk to you soon.